Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Kaushik. Can you hear me? Raghav, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Today, this is a heat exchanger. Heat exchanger is actually your heat exchanger. Before going to the heat exchanger, this topic just to discussion about the heat transfer. On what that heat transfer basically on what are the parameters or what are the your point, what are the your parameters actually on which your heat is dependent. Just for the basic, that what are the parameters on which the heat is, you can increase or decrease or heat is dependent. How you transfer the heat?
So depending upon the surface area, one of the most important thing. The heat transfer surface area is increased, then heat transfer will be more. And one is the flow rate of the medium
Yes.
and direction of the flow.
Yes.
Coolant and medium, both the medium will be the opposite direction.
Yes. So
Contradiction.
actually, yes, exactly. So equals to Q equals to MST. So Q equals to MST means your mass, your specific heat, or your temperature difference. And if you are also as well as if you the contact area it will be more, so heat transfer will be more. So depending upon that, you have to check the heat transfer, means you have to calculate it. So now that your this heat transfer or this thing heat exchanger, there are the heat exchanger, actually two type of heat exchanger is there. One is your cell and tube type, another is your plate type. So this plate type and cell type heat exchanger, what is the construction of the cell type exchanger, how it is working, that I will show you. This is actually your tube type exchanger. This is your tube type heat exchanger. So there, this one is your inlet, tube side inlet, and this is your baffles, this side, and this is your another side where is the medium, the shell side flow.
Sir, in the tube type heat exchanger,
Mm.
sir, mm, cooling medium is flowing through inside the tube or outside?
No, your cooling medium is your passing through your tube, and that the cooler, which is your
Suppose
cooling.
we are
Suppose
suppose
if
we
it
are
is seawater, your lube oil cooler, so lube oil will go outside of your tube, and seawater is passing through your tubes. So basically, your cooling medium, that cooling medium is here is seawater. So seawater is passing through your tubes, and the coolant, coolant is your oil. Coolant is your outside of your tube, except your
Sir,
air
except
compressor.
air compressor.
Yes,
Only accepting the air compressor, intercooler and aftercooler. Only the
yes,
air is going through the tubes.
yes. Because air is going through the tube, because the reason is that as because that is your very high pressure air actually. So if it is there is a leakage, it can leak through your tube actually. So the tube will be damaged. So the whole cooler is not damaged. So that's why they are made that your actually the tubes is robust design, very much tough, means very much your strengthened material. They are making that cooler. Normally, this cooler that is the tube was making is brass type of material. Hmm. So that is the basic difference. Only except your air compressor, the aftercooler, intercooler, other cooler, that is coolant is outside and cooling medium that is going inside your tube. That's why whenever you see that whenever your fresh water or your freshwater condenser or even AC condenser, even though lube oil cooler, always we are that means normally we are cleaning the tube actually. Whenever we are checking after suppose we are going to the sea water or muddy water, we take out the all cooler and we clean the tubes actually. So we are suspecting that the tube is got choked. Now this is actually your what type of flow is in your tubes actually it happened, means what type of flow is there in your tubes. This is the design. The tube inside the tube that should be actually it should be tubular flow or turbulator flow. So there will be always the turbulence will be there. Actually, this is you see the baffles. Yeah, baffles is there. This this baffles or this your this plate, this that the small half round plate is there, no?
Yes, sir.
For that reason, the shell and tube type, the flow will be your turbulent flow will be there actually. And another thing here, your whatever the coolant and cooling medium, both inlet will be different. The flow will be different actually. Like here, tube side fluid inlet is this side and cell side fluid inlet is this side. So your flow will be like this cross type flow. You can say it is cross type flow. Now the type of the flow actually. What are the types of the flow? You know already, just for your recognition, revision part. What are the types of your flow? This cross flow, counter flow, parallel flow. Now basically in case of your this among the three flows, which are the more effective flow? If you see in plate type heat exchanger, what type of flow in plate type exchanger heat exchanger was done? Flow?
So counter flow.
Counter flow. Why this counter flow is done for plate type heat exchanger?
Because sir, it is something related to the thermal shock. If we flow from the down and coolant is coming from the upside, so there will be a time. It will get the more time to heat exchange, and thermal
Yes.
temperature difference will be not that much. If we if we put the parallel flow, and coolant medium, suppose temperature is 80 degree, and this coolant temperature is 50, then there will be thermal temperature deviation that can cause the thermal expansion of the plate.
Yes.
Thermal.
So for the if there is a actually in tube type cooler, what arrangement is given for your for tube expansion?
Sir, expandable tube sticks.
Yeah, exactly.
They are
Expandable tube stacks.
they are capable to expand in the axial direction.
Yes, exactly. One is fixed and one end will be free. That is why a little bit clearance will be given there. And this is actually single pass. This is your single pass tube. Single pass means only this your from one side to another side there is a flow. This side is inlet, this side this is outlet, and this side is your inlet, and this is your coolant outside. And in normally some tube, if you can see, these are your completely U type of tube. This one, these are all the U type tube. That is your single pass tube. So here is shape is U-type shape. So one side will be on the same side there will be a inlet and outlet. In between there is a your plate is there. Subdivision plate in the cover there will be division will be there. One is inside inlet, another is second down is your outlet. Okay. So this one and now out of your what is the advantage and disadvantage for your this this type of tube? What is the advantages and disadvantages? Just tell me the advantages tube type and disadvantages. For the tube type, advantages is basically as because design is very simple because it is very maintenance for easier. You have only open the cover and only you have to use the that rod, cleaning rod you have to use, and the tube it is for the maintenance also easier. Simple design, pressure will be higher and temperature also higher. Low pressure drop, easy to find the leaks. Acha, how you can identify if there will be leak will be there? Suppose the lube oil cooler, the leak will be there. How you can identify?
There will be telltale hole.
Okay,
There from liquid will come outside from there. It can be
but
indication.
in which side?
It is near to the sir top cover. Uh,
Acha, just one thing. What is your lube oil pressure and what is your seawater pressure?
well pressure 4.2, 4.5,
Yes, a lube oil seawater pressure how much?
2.6,
2 point.
2.6 to 2.8 or 3.5 near about
Yes, yes.
approx
So
2.
yes, approx 3 or 3.2 like that. So now if your there is a leakage in your tube, so which is coming which side?
Well will come to the water sides.
Lube oil will come to the water side. So now if lube oil, so there is a no question of your mixing of your oil, means water to the oil because which oil will circulate to your sump. So now how you can identify which tube you are going to, which tube is leaking?
So for that we need to, sir, for that we have to remove the uh, cover and just apply the pressure test. After removing the cover, we will do the pressure test.
Yes.
If any of the tube is leaking,
Hmm.
that from that tube, particular that tube, say
Hmm.
water or soap solution, whatever we apply for the pressure test, that will come from this one. So we can identify that this particular tube has been.
But for that you have to, if it is long cooler, if it is very big cooler,
Yes.
so how you can remove the tube type? It
How,
will be
how we can,
difficult. How you can do the pressure test then?
Sir,
Hmm.
after opening the end covers in place only for the medium
Yes.
side, which is the cooling medium is passing going on. We can blank,
Hmm.
we can put a air connection there
Yes.
with a,
Yes. Yes.
and
No.
whichever the tube is leaking, we can feel at the end of the tubes.
No. What I mean to say, suppose out of 300 tubes is there or 320 tubes is there. So out of that, how you can identify which tube you are leaking without removing the tube stack?
No, I am not removing the tube stack, sir.
For
I am
that, we no need to remove the tube
We
stack.
are opening the
Only
end
open the
covers only.
cover.
Hmm.
End covers we are opening and we are applying a blank flange with the air connection
Hmm.
on the top where the fluid is passing through, cooling the fluid, which is like it is the air condenser, vacuum condenser.
Sir,
From where the
Correct.
steam is going, that place
Hmm.
we can put inlet.
Hmm.
Inlet we can put a
Hmm.
blank flange with the air connection, apply air, and another connection which is outlet. We can blank it completely. A 5 bar air, 2 bar air will be collected.
Hmm.
The tube, whichever is leaking out of all the tubes,
Hmm.
the air pressure will be felt.
Yeah. Okay, that is also done. Correct. The Kaushik, what you were telling?
sir, in my last shift, what I have done,
Hmm.
the dam condenser is leaking.
Hmm.
So, what do you think? We just shut the wall valve first and
Hmm.
open that both the side cover.
Hmm.
Inside the tube, there is a passing
Hmm.
the seawater, and outside steam is coming outside
Hmm.
the cooler.
Hmm.
So, in the part of the outside, जहाँ से steam आ रहा है, तो we put the water first and then apply the air pressure. And
Okay, correct.
due to the air pressure,
Hmm.
this air will come out through the tube
Hmm.
from
Now you are
the
first you will fill the liquid.
liquid, and
Okay.
then apply the air pressure.
So, but if you are not filling the liquid, only if you are giving the 6 bar air pressure.
Then sir, it will be not easy. If you the three more than 100 tubes is there, then
Hmm.
the find out will not be that much easy, because ट्यूब बहुत करीब करीब रहता है सर, वो बहुत नियर अबाउट रहता है, तो उसमें पता नहीं चलता एग्जैक्ट कहाँ से हवा आ रहा है. तो इफ यू पुट द वाटर, देन वाटर विल कम विद द एग्जैक्ट ट्यूब व्हिच इज लीकिंग.
Yes, yes, exactly. The thing is that if it is a long tube, then you have to do it first. Means you have to use the hydraulic pressure. Actually, hydraulically you have to test it basically. So yes, this is the procedure. It is correct. Actually, there is a if it is in small tube, if it is suppose 15 or 10 to 20 tubes, then in that case you can use the by air pressure that we suppose this sometimes our surveyor asks this question also. Suppose as a second engineer, how you can quickly within 5 minutes you can identify the which tube is leak. Hello. Hello. Now actually in practical aspect, if it is 300 or 350 tube, it is not possible to identify within the 5 minutes. But in that case, if it is a 15-20 tubes, even though also it can take it shorter time, like you are giving the air if it is single pass tube, then or if it is U type tube also, that you are sending the air one side, and which from the which tube it is less air will come suspectively, from you can consume that this tube is leaking. Or if you can use the water or send the water any tube, and another outlet if it is the which water is coming less or not coming, that tube can identify it is the leaking tube, the tube is leaking. That is another process, but that is actually for the small tube, like your maybe if you have the small cooler, for that case it is applicable. Actually it can be easier, but for 300 or 322 it is not possible. That is only the thing that you both of you tell, that is the way.
For the purpose of testing of the sir U
Hmm.
type cooler, so we
Hmm.
need to first of all we just secure the tube stack with the uh, bolt or the C clamp. Otherwise, if we apply the pressure, then will tube stack will come out to the body from body.
Yes, exactly. Whenever, even though if you are cleaning the tubes, so that time also you should be secure with the bolts with the tube stack in the plate, because sometimes it happen by the using the pressure of your air pressure, or your when you are moving your rod, cleaning rod. little bit shifting will be there. So that is why you have to keep always make sure that it should be tightened with your nut and bolt actually with the plates. Acha. And okay. Now what is the your plate type cooler, and in case of your plate type cooler, this is your plate type cooler. This cold in, cold out, warm, hot, hot in, warm out. Cold in, cold out, and your warm water, hot water in, hot water out. So in this case, this plate type heat exchanger, how many types of plate will be there? These are the three plates actually. This is the end plate. This is a plate A. This is the plate B. This is a E. And what are the types of plate you are using for plate type heat exchanger?
Sir, you are
Aja,
asking the material?
uh-huh.
Are you asking the material?
No, what type of shape of what is design? What is the name of the design actually?
Counterflow,
Is-
sir. Counterflow vents, vent type tubes.
No, there is one name actually. They actually corrugation. Actually, the shape. This is actually a to flow of the tube. Flow of this shape of the tube is like this. So this
Yes,
shape
yes, sir.
is actually this corrugation. This is called actually corrugation type. So these corrugations actually also serve to stiffen the plate structure, which allows the thinner plate to be used compared to plate that has no corrugation. Note that plate corrugations are sometimes referred to as having the herringbone pattern. That what is the herringbone pattern? This is also the name, that herringbone pattern. This is the corrugation type plate, another name having your herringbone pattern. Now this corrugated herringbone pattern, why this is given actually? The plate is not only the part of the plate exchanger with the extensive design feature, the gasket what you are using, the gasket also have an interesting design feature. These gaskets are able to maintain a seal between the plates even when the pressure system and when it reassembling the plate stack over on the slide. So gaskets are able to maintain the seal between the plates even when the system pressure and temperature varies. Holes in the each gasket, there is a gasket that is the telltale hole. So the holes in each gasket known as the telltale hole are used to identify the leaking gasket. This feature allows the operators to change the affected plate before the leaking medium leaks to the next gasket and the contaminates the other flowing medium. Hmm. This is your telltales identify leaking gasket actually. So these are the two features of the gasket where you are using the herringbone pattern, or this is the type of the gasket your plate that is called the corrugation type. Now sometimes surveyor there is a two question, actually two three questions surveyor will ask. One is your what is the material of your shell and tube type gas cooler, the tubes, why it is made by brass or bronze, what is the reason of brass and bronze, what is why it is made of brass and bronze, the tube type cooler tubes. Hmm?
So 1 second, sir.
Your tube type cooler tubes, why it is made of brass and bronze, actually the tubes why it is made brass or bronze.
Higher conductivity, thermal conductivity.
Thermal conductivity, and what is
Answer, less resistance to flow.
or
Anti-corrosive, anti-erosive.
yes, anti-corrosive, anti-erosive. Your actually it is for the corrosion purpose. If you using the brass and board, so it will corrosion resistive material actually. So wear and tear will be less. Although you are using the anode, but even though this brass and bronze if you are using, it should be corrosion resistive. It is strengthened, and it will withstand the temperature also. So a lot of these reasons they are using this brass and bronze type of material. And then what is the your expansion, that free expansion, how it is made it the free expansion, what is the arrangement for that, this question also asked. Then what is the type of flow in corrugating, means what type of plate you are using for the plate type heat exchanger, what is the herringbone pattern, hmm, and what is the design features is there in herringbone pattern. And there is the telltale hole, what is the purpose of the telltale hole. And more or less is the, suppose if there is a this question for the MEP, that how you can identify your leak or how you can arrest your leak, means which tube is leaking, how you can identify that one and how you can arrest the leak. Acha, that one thing. Suppose you are find that one of your tube cooler it is leaking. So then how you can arrest that leak? You are making the plug on that particular tube, right? So that plug which you are made it, what type of material you will use?
So same as the steel material.
Steel material, right? Because don't say that is made with Teflon plug or this thing, that thing. Make it that either brass or tube type. Say because the material which is same like a tube, so that material you are using, that is actually given from your manufacturer. They will provide this thing.
And
As a
sir, you can change the
brass or,
tube also if it is a onboard tube is available. And then
yeah,
we
you
can
can change the
replace the
tube,
tube.
but if it is not feasible, you don't have the tube. So that time you have to put the plug.
So,
Because it is not a,
so many
huh?
makers provides the wooden plug itself.
If it is maker is itself given the wooden plug, then it's okay. But sometimes what happen now, people they are using the Teflon plug, or sometimes they are in perspective. If it is okay, the place where you are using the Teflon plug, if you are not, if you don't have any other plug, you can use it. But not in case of the in here the surveyor don't say this, that it's okay. Working purpose, if you don't have any other place, then you can put it for the temporary. But the near of your survey, don't say that you are using the wooden, means a Teflon plug or wooden plug. Normally they are say first of whatever the manufacturer's instruction they have given us as per the material of the tube. So according to that we are using, or other is tell the, you tell them to the steel or brass. Best is that as per the manufacturer, because even though if like your compressor cooler or boiler tube or even the other cooler tubes. So these are all the tube they have made the special manufacturers, they have given that for purpose. So that is also stainless steel or a brass, either these two of them or mostly. So better you can tell them that as per the manufacturing instruction, whatever they give the instruction as per that, uh, whatever the spare we have, or otherwise we can put the steel or brass.
So there is
So you
any
can tell
particular
the steel.
dimensions as per the tube?
Yes, dimension. Yes, yes, yes.
Because
Because
sometimes
that
they
is
are
why.
asking what should be the minimum diameter, should be the maximum diameter, and what should be the length of the plug you will design. If your maker manual is not available,
Acha, there is a special design. What question they are asking? There's
if your maker manual is not available,
hmm,
if you want to fabricate a plug for a particular tube,
acha.
what should be the dimension of the plugs?
No, in that case, you have to.
That
I
a little bit I remember that it should go. The plug should go 80% inside, 75 to 80% inside the tube. But I don't remember what is the percent of the diameter. What should be the maximum? What should be the minimum?
because acha, why do you find this one? This percentage of this thing?
Because I do remember uh, we were actually fabricate. We were trying to fabricate a plug
Acha.
on board on real practice. So my junior told me that the dimension of the plug should be like this, and I found the same question in this oral questions also.
Acha, acha, acha. And actually, I don't. Okay, I'll check this one. That what should be actual. I will find it because I don't have this.
Because if you
Thing.
have a steel, if you are going to fabricate, if the maker has not provided any kind of plug, then you have to
Hmm.
fabricate, no, mostly.
Yes, yes, yes. Of course.
And what should be the dimension of that plug? How much should it, because it depends upon how much pressure that plug is putting on that end of the tubes.
Yes, yes. Actually, it
That is the
depends
most
where you are
important. So
using
dimension
what
of the
type
plug
of.
should be not much
Yes,
narrow, not should be very much
yes,
thick.
yes, yes.
It
So
should
that
not
it can
distort the tube
withstand.
permanently.
Yes, yes, because if you are using it in what type of wire you are using this one, and also whether it can withstand the pressure of that coolant, the cooling medium, that is also important. So this keeping the two things in your mind, you have to make that plug. So okay, this one I will check. Actually, this is what is the if you don't have the maker, then what is your diameter of the plug and what is the criteria. Okay. These are the things, and another part. Now this is the little thing that actually design aspect. The plates of the heat exchanger, that main reason the plate of heat exchanger are so efficient. Actually, if you are using the heat exchanger in case of your plate type heat exchanger and that your the tube shell and tube type heat exchanger, most efficient is your plate type heat exchanger. Why? There is a lots of plates and you can increase and decrease the plate. Suppose instead of the tube type shell type and tube type cooler, you cannot increase or decrease of your tube. Whereas there is option will be there that you can increase or decrease the plates also. You have in the option. So if you can, if you want to increase the area, so you can increase means the free transfer. So you can add the plate. So you can increase the area of the heat transfer. You can increase also heat transfer process. So that is the when the plates are compressed together to form a plate stack, the gap between each plate is very small. which ensure the good thermal contact between the two flowing medium. The gap between the plates, also known as the clearance. Plates are thin and have a large contact surface, which gives each plate at a high heat transfer rate. Plates are manufactured from material with a high thermal conductivity, which further increase the heat transfer rate. Corrugation on the plate surface prevent laminar flow and promote turbulent flow, which increase the heat transfer rate, whilst also reducing the likelihood of deposit accumulation upon the plate surface. The corrugation also serves to stiffen the plate structure, which allows a thinner plate and to be used compared to why the laminar flow and turbulent flow. This is also still not us, but for your just information. What is the laminar flow and turbulent flow? So why the turbulent flow is given? Turbulent flow. Why the turbulent flow is given? The turbulent flow. Why they are promoting the turbulent flow for the corrugation?
To improve the heat transfer, and it will take time to pass through the plate due to the
Yes,
turbulence.
yes, exactly. They are promoting the heat transfer, and due to the turbulence flow, it can passes. This also this corring bone, this one also this the corrugation also serves to stiffen the plate structure, which allows the thinner plate to be used compared to a plate that has no corrugation. Note that the corrugations are sometimes referred to as herringbone pattern or herringbone foot. This is on your herringbone pattern. Okay. And what is the your advantage and disadvantages of this plate type heat exchanger? This is your flow type. As per your flow type, this is your single path. This is your hot inlet, cold inlet, hot outlet, and this is your multi-pass. This cold inlet, this is your cold inlet, cold outlet, and cold inlet. Like this, this is from the one flow. This is going to several chambers, several. And this is the hot inlet, hot outlet. One is your single pass like this, and this is your multi-pass. What is the your advantages and disadvantages?
Sir, high surface area, greater temperature difference at inlet and outlet.
Yeah.
Advantages. Maintenance is a little bit more maintenance are required. Spares more required. A little bit expensive, and prone to get leakage more plate types, and they cannot sustain high pressure.
Yes, this thing also. Correct.
And the one problem is both the medium should have a little bit equivalent pressure difference. They cannot manage very big high difference in both the sides because the plates have bulging effects. They could leak, prone to leak.
Yes, yes. Actually, this thing now, this is your uh, past design. This numbers of plate. Okay. Advantages. Uh, these are the some points actually. Numerous advantages to the plate is the plate heat exchangers weighing less, require less space, more efficient compared to the heat exchanger design, same size. Replacing and cleaning of the plant plates are simple because maintenance is actually this one. Uh, Replacing and cleaning of the tubes because this is only when you are replacing whether your cylinder tube type If you want to replace your only one tube of the shell and tube type, it will be little bit hectic for the maintenance purpose. Cleaning it is okay, but for the changing and all, it is a bit difficult. But for your replacing and cleaning of the plate is a simple task. That perspective, it is okay. And unlikely the shell and tube type heat exchanger, plate heat exchanger do not require any additional space for dismantling. But here plate exchanger, there is one advance that if you want to increase or decrease the plate, you can do it. Whereas plate and the shell and tube type heat exchanger, it is not possible. Okay. And much more this shell and plate type heat exchanger, it will be much more efficient actually. For the heat exchange, it will be much more efficient.
Sir, I want to add something. The type of plates you have explained for the plate type of cooler.
Hmm.
One is the end plate,
Hmm.
which is completely blocked and completely sealed.
Yes, yes.
But there is one more plate,
Hmm.
which is first plate, which is sealed from all the places, but its holes are fully open. For first plate, which is
First.
completely sealed. The first plate.
Okay. Uh-huh.
The big,
Actually, here they are given here as per your gasket pattern they have given.
yeah,
Right. This one.
only the gasket pattern I am telling you, sir. Okay,
Yes.
okay. First plate will be the same, but the holes will be open. And the
Yeah.
fifth plate is the pressure plate,
Yeah.
which accommodates all the plates inside with the pressure.
Yes. Negative pressure. Yes. That's one also. So this is actually this one is almost so far is your this heat exchanger. Now there is a last part. These are the component little bit this one also in it. So it is the tie rod, fixed frame, cold water, cold outlet, hot water inlet, inlet outlet. This is state plate, carrying bar, gaskets, flow plate, end plate, movable frame. Okay, this is up to your almost your gasket and heat exchanger valves and your this. And this for this is only this much is there actually. This your heat exchanger valve and also so far that RO plant, freshwater generator, osmosis, this control mechanism, the type of valves, whatever you have discussed so far up to this only. The main thing when you are going for the exam, I yesterday also I checked this regarding your freshwater generator valves and this thing. They are not asking too much of question regarding this valves. This topic actually little bit maybe 2 3 questions is there. But just for your, this is just because this is, they can ask from this topic also. So this material and that your principle and maintenance part. These three things, what type of, even the valve, how you dismantle or how you overall your valve, how you take whatever when you are doing carrying inspection, what are the inspection you are carried out, that thing. And acha, now I have one question that for your anode, when you are check your cooler, to check your anode, right? You have to check the anode.
Yes,
So
sir.
when you check your anode, what is the allowable length actually, or how much, suppose the anode is your not intact, so at what percentage or up to what percentage you can allow your anode to again be used?
Length should not be reduced by 1/3.
Huh?
Length of the anode,
Suppose length of the, if it is how much percentage actually, 80%, 70%, 60%?
75%.
Yes, 75% to 80%. If it is more than the, if it is, if it is worn out below your 60%, or if it is below, at least below the 70%, it should not be used. So
But in case of sea chest, allow, I think we are changing it at 50% only. We are removing it 50%. Maybe for depends on company SMS and all. Every time we are sending the photographs or sea chest anodes,
mhm.
MGPS anodes. I mean,
Yes, yes.
that,
MGPS actually, that is also, MGPS anode also you have to, I don't think so, because in last time we have checked, but that is actually it is depend on your PMS, that what type of how much they have clearance or allowance is given actually, as per which makers also, this is also depend,
okay,
because
maker
we are
sometimes gives
checking.
a bigger alliance, but a company SMS or PMS,
Yes, yes,
they are
company
saying a little
PMS,
bit
that
high.
is also depend, that company PMS is because in we sometimes we
And
have changed
rather
around.
than the length, they are more bothered about the diameter of the anode.
Yes,
Because
yes,
sometimes the length doesn't reduce, but diameter reduce too much that it
that
cannot
is
sustain
that
for.
is why, yes, that is why they have told that by percentage, that how much percentage it will own out from the body. Okay, so this is all about your heat exchanger and your coolers and your valves and RO plan. This is freshwater generator. Okay, so there is a not so many of questions, but little bit sometimes they will ask the little question will be there. Aja. So for today, I will stop up to here. Hmm. Tomorrow I will be not there. Day before, after day, next day. Tomorrow is your Wednesday. So to Thursday, I will start your, this thing is OWS, oily water separator. So in the meantime, you check that any questions regarding whatever the topic we have discussed till now,
So we will
like
be
your
discussing only this working principle and design of OWS, not on regulations and all, right?
Yeah, design OWS at the
Motor and MEP part mostly.
yes, yes, and regulation of your as per the your annex one, whatever the regulation that also little whatever the criteria as per the Merkle that we will discuss little. These three things we will discuss, and maintenance. What are the maintenance we done? That part we will discuss. Okay. So okay.
So, evening also you taking class, sir?
Uh-huh.
Evening you will take class today?
Evening, no, evening not at that safety classes is giving me from 8 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
Same like yesterday. That time I will take the class.
Safety class you will take now today?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Okay, thanks. Okay, Kaushik.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.